everybody, this is Miss Heather from the Hagerstown Library, and it is time for STEAM. We are doing a whole month of winter and holiday Christmas themed STEAM projects. Of course, it's virtual. So, we are going to make a blizzard or a snowstorm in a glass. So what you're going to need to do is fill a plain glass, jar, vase, whatever you got, 3/4 of the way full of baby oil. You can get this super cheap pretty much anywhere. About 3/4 of the way full. Okay. Gonna have some baby oil. You can get it at the dollar store. You can get it pretty much anywhere. So you have that. You're gonna need some Alka-Seltzer tablets or effervescent tablets. They just look like this. You're gonna need a teaspoon of white paint. You're going to need how much ever water, but it has to be warm to dissolve your paint. So we're going to add that paint to the water. And I just have an old baby spoon to get the rest out. Stir that up. Make your white water, is what it's called. Dissolve all that paint in there. Okay, it'll kind of look like the paint you have when you clean off a paintbrush. Okay, I'll let that sit for a minute. You can use glitter to add a little bit of effect to it. Okay, and then this is just some plain acrylic white paint I had. You can get them at the dollar store. You can get them pretty much anywhere as well. Most stores will have something like this. And I just got the off-brand of the Alka-Seltzer tablet. And what you're going to do with your tablet, you're going to break it up. And I'm just going to do it over the tablet paper foil it comes in. I'm just going to break it up into pieces. It's really easy to do. It's not hard. It's kind of like Smarties, big giant Smarties to break it up. And then I had some really pretty snowflake glitter I'm going to add to it as well. Got a couple different colors here, and I thought I'd add that with some of this iridescent glitter. Okay, so I'm going to stir this up just a little bit more. Okay, so I have some facts for you about snow, and then I have a really interesting thing that a lot of your parents and grandparents may remember from when they were younger, even great-grandparents. So snow forms when water vapor and the temperature in the atmosphere freeze into ice crystals. So different temperatures depend on what form. So when you have 32 degrees and below, sometimes you get 33, 34. You might see snowflake here and there just because it's very cold in the atmosphere. It will form crystals that form snow, and snow falls down onto the ground, into the world. So light and fluffy snow is called powder, and that's good snow for little ones, and it's really gentle to play with. Actually, snow reflects a high level of ultraviolet radiation, and it can cause snow blindness. So when you go outside and it's really, really bright out and we've just got a fresh cover of snow, you notice that it's really bright and it hurts your eyes. It's like staring at the sun. So that's why you see a lot of people, especially myself, if you're really light-eyed, like blue eyes and green eyes, they'll wear sunglasses because it's so bright and it hurts your eyes. So okay, we're going to start our experiment. So we've got about 3/4 of a cup of baby oil, okay? We are going to fill the cup up to almost the brim. And we give it a tad bit of room. Some runoff. Going to add let's see. And then we're going to add some glitter. Oops. Add a little bit of glitter. I'm going to put some snowflakes in there. Some blue ones so you can see a big color difference. in here. I'm going to do that, and that. So I'm kind of let this settle and whatever. So let's see if we can get that to see all the glitter we needed to settle down. Let's stir that up just a little. Okay. Let that settle just a little bit. Okay. Now, I'm going to add quite a few pieces because your tablets are really big. They're meant to be dissolved in a big glass of water, so your tablets are about that big. Okay? This is what I got out of them. So like I said, it's like 3D coming right at you. You got a lot of pieces in there. Okay? So, let's add our little pieces, okay? And see what it does. Do we see anything yet? Oh! We're getting some reactions here. Look at that. Add some more to it. Let's see what's going on. So, this is why we didn't fill it all the way up. And it's okay if you make a mess. It happens, it cleans up. So, the fizzing you see when you drop the cold tablets in, or the Alka-Seltzer tablets, in water is the same sort of fizzing you'll see when you do, if you were to use baking soda. It's kind of like our volcanoes we make in school, right? Woo! And there it goes. You know what? That's why I have a tablecloth down. Maybe not fill it up as much as Miss Heather did. That's okay. It makes it fun, right? It's easy to clean up, easy to do. See? I'm a little... stir it up a little bit. Okay? I think we're going to make it dance. It doesn't take much to do it. So, you will find the baking powder reaction is caused by acid reacting with the baking soda. So there is, when you look at the ingredients for this kind of stuff, it has a little bit of an acid to it. It does have aspirin in it as a painkiller. It has all kinds of things you can put in. Okay, I'm going to add a couple more. Look at those snowflakes dancing there. It's like you have a little own personal snowstorm brewing. So, if you look for the ingredients for Alka-Seltzer, you'll find that it contains citric acid and sodium bicarbonate. Baking soda, right? And it smells kind of good, too. So, when you drop the tablet in the water, the acid and the baking soda are causing this chemical reaction. Okay? So, this produces the fizz, right? Let's give it a few minutes and see how it settles. When you drop it in the water, it produces the fizz and chemical reaction. You can think of the Alka-Seltzer tablet as a compressed baking powder with a little bit of aspirin mixed in. And it found the other one. The other tablet. It really doesn't take much of this at all. You get a pretty decent reaction from everything. So, I'm going to give you some facts, real quick, some fun facts, and a story about the Blizzard of '78. My parents told me about it, my grandparents, I'm sure your parents know something about it, grandparents, great-grandparents. A lot of people lived through it, and it was something really major, really huge to hit Indiana, and they didn't expect what was coming. They knew there was going to be a snowstorm, but not to the proportion of record-breaking and the effects that it was going to have. So here's a fact I found. It said the highest snowfall record ever recorded in 1 year was 31.1 meters, which is 1,224 inches. Can you imagine that much snow? It was in Mount Rainier in Washington State. So all the way out west to the very top of the northwest part of the North America borders. That was between February 19th, 1971 and February 18th, 1972. So this is some of the things that I'm going to tell you about the blizzard of 78. And let's see if we can stir this here. Get more of a bubbly thing going on. Okay. Look at all that reaction. That's so cool. So, the storm set records still placed to this day, including the most snow in 1 month in Indianapolis, which was 30.6 inches. So 30.5 inches. That's 12, 24. That's like 2.5 feet, which is like, this is about a foot, about this much in snow. That is a lot in just that time period. The most snow on the ground in Indianapolis was 20 inches. So a lot of the houses got buried by the snow. Cars were covered completely up, over the tops, over the roofs, over everything. The snow was mounded. Some people were able to actually sled from their second story window, just go right out their second story window and sled through all the snow that they got. This was the first ever blizzard warning the state of Indiana had ever put out. It was issued at 3:45 p.m. on January 25th. A heavy snow warning then was issued 12 hours earlier. It had already been issued, and then they did the blizzard warning. Winds would get up to about 50 miles an hour. Imagine being in a car and you look at your speedometer when your parents are driving, or if you're driving, watching this older kids, you're going pretty much the speed limit. Imagine the wind doing that and you not being able to go anywhere. People were actually stranded in their house for a few weeks because there was so much snow. My mom and her little community in Dalton, she didn't lose power at her house, which was, they were very, very thankful for. But the problem was it was hard to get groceries and transportation and also prescriptions. So what people would do in town and out in the country, they would drive snowmobiles or whatever else, or big trucks with plows, back and forth from Dalton here to Hagerstown or wherever they needed to get their supplies at, and they would do kind of a chain in the neighborhood and would bring the supplies and the much needed prescription they needed for their small community in Dalton. The storm was characterized by a relatively rare merger of two distinct weather systems. The result was a very strong area of low pressure. If you have that low pressure, it's going to combine and condense, and it's going to reach to blizzard effect if you have such a low pressure when it comes to the winter storm systems. Let's see. One thing I saw is that a newspaper company actually printed their news on pink paper because people were losing their white newspapers in the snow, so they put them in pink so you'd be able to see them and find them instead of, you know, completely losing a whole week's or day's worth of newspaper news. Another thing I found, a snowbank actually stalled a 7-car Amtrak train in Putnam County. Indiana Bell was forced to halt all phone traffic but emergency calls. So you couldn't call in or out. It was more of a chain of command, basically. Let's see. The governor declared an emergency for the entire state the morning of the 26th. During the afternoon of the 26th, Indiana State Police considered all roads closed. 70 people perished from the storm. So yeah, that was some things I remember my parents and I found, you know, on the weather service for the blizzard of 78. I remember my mom saying they were out of school for like a month and that it was like a blast. They would make snowmen, have a whole neighborhood snowball fight. They would make tunnels everywhere and igloos. So I always said I would love to have that kind of blizzard or snow fall just for me and my little boy that's growing up now, just without losing the power like my parents did. That's something really fun, you know, I'd love to experience, but in a safe way, kind of like they did. So this will be out virtually, and then eventually it gets posted onto YouTube. It always goes on Facebook, our Facebook page at Tuesday at 11. We will have the packets for you to pick up, and then also I had quite a bit of tablets left. I will have them placed with your packets on Monday or Tuesday, so you can pick it up so you don't have to worry about getting Alka-Seltzer, because they don't just do it in packs of 2. So I'll put that with your stuff. If you decide to do the experiment or have any questions, get a hold of me. Let me know. Call the library. You can email us. You can Facebook message. I'll try to get back to you as promptly as possible. I hope you enjoyed having a little bit of a blizzard before the holidays. Enjoy! Bye!